Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Everyone checking in on the MJ sector, so starting to look for a little bit of weakness out there, specifically on the names that have gone straight from the low of the dump to the high of the bounce without sideways trading in between. So just looking at CGC going from 9 to 14, that's a very significant move, over 50% without a daily trend change. So logic would tell us, if we watched markets enough, that a name that's going to go 40, 50, 60% with no daily trend change, we can anticipate the daily consolidation is likely coming sooner rather than later. We did see the market up huge today, and that helped keep the MJ sector bulls in control. There was a lot of green out there in the sector today, and we are watching for a loss of the hourly uptrend to indicate the top of this move being set. So I did look for a way to play CGC bearish today. Unfortunately, I did not like the liquidity of the options that were for this week, and I don't have the ability to short through Fidelity. So I didn't take any trade, but I was looking for a bearish entry, knowing the S&P 500 was looking to consolidate this afternoon, even just for an hourly higher low. But what we're looking at is the hourly uptrend. So we had a higher low of 1192. The low of today of 1256 is another hourly higher low. And if tomorrow that level breaks, we will lose the pattern of a higher low each day like we've been seeing on the way up. And that means daily consolidation is underway. So 1256 is our support. If that breaks, the bulls then need to form a daily higher low compared to $9 and then see continuation if we're going to call this a daily trend change. So that's what we're watching for in the short term. Some names like APHA, same thing. Other names like ACB, more sideways. So again, a little bit of a different look. So APHA, if we see a bear break of 260, we're going to look for a daily higher low to form compared to 195. A little bit of a double top, 274, 276, 277. More like a triple top the last 3 days, and just watching for a more convincing shift away from the bulls. And if we see any market consolidation, that will help with the daily consolidation. So we've got a daily inside bar on ACB. The low is 60 cents. We have 20% to work with, and the bulls have to hold 60 and break 84 if we're going to look at a daily momentum shift. Cron is an inside bar. So we have the low of 479. We have a higher low of 498. If the inside bar breaks bullish, I take that back. It's not a higher low at 498 yet. If the inside bar breaks bullish, then it is. If it breaks bearish, then we're still seeing daily consolidation with 479 as the most important level. TLRY, higher open, weak close. Short-term support is 325. After 325, we're looking down at 243. As far as resistance goes, 441 and then 533. And not a ton of clarity on the TLRY daily chart. Let's see on the hourly. Today we had a little lower high and lower low, so a shift away from the bulls, losing a bit of that momentum. Certainly significant profit taking from the high of the day today. OGI, more sideways. Not really much going on with OGI recently. 147 is the most important support, or the first support, 147. And then 168, first resistance. Those are the two levels I'd be watching in the short term. Hexo, topping out a little bit. High of the bull move was 80 cents. And we had a little double top, 69 and 70. And if we keep pulling back, we're looking for a daily higher low compared to 35 cents. Remember that an hourly trend change back to the bulls is the first indication of a daily higher low being set. VFF, another one of these names that's starting to get extended and starting to look for a bearish entry. I probably won't have access to an easy bearish entry, but just the fact that we've gone from 207 to 297, and that is what, a 40% move in a few days with no daily trend change, hourly time frame, still in an uptrend. When we lose the hourly uptrend, we zoom out and look for the daily higher low to form. Labs, another name, very extended, solid bounce. Congrats to anybody that got in on that. That's what, an 80% bounce at this point. Close at the high of the day, no sign of weakness. But again, we know better. We know that after that size of a move, it's worth scouting for daily consolidation. We learned that lesson after 2017, 2018. So labs, we've got 202 as an hourly support level. If tomorrow we see a break of 202, the odds that daily consolidation is coming would increase significantly. VLNS, also more sideways, not a very significant bounce here, more like OGI. Short-term resistance 225, short-term support 190. IIPR is another name that's extended. We've gone from 40 to 68. So that is, what, a 60% move with no daily trend change? Hourly uptrend still intact, watching for a loss of the hourly uptrend to indicate daily consolidation. First support is 64.53. Curaleaf, big time bull move. We had news today, earnings after hours. I have no idea how the market will react to these earnings, but certainly a very bullish pre-earnings reaction. We went from 372 all the way up to 573, so a 50% plus move. If it's a bearish reaction, the bulls must hold 372 for a daily higher low to form. We've got C-Web with their earnings and continuing its bounce. So we haven't topped out yet. A daily higher low every single day. When that pattern's lost, we look for the pivot higher low compared to 408. Bulls creating some nice space above that dump low. TRUL, big gap up. So again, we've now gone 50% plus with no convincing clear daily trend change. Profit taking on the gap up open today, but still maintaining an hourly uptrend. Have to lose the pattern of a higher low each day to see daily consolidation underway. IAN, same boat. Again, congrats to anybody that got in on this bounce from 45 to 99. So 100% plus bounce. I remember seeing a 500,000 share order on ITHUF at 35 cents. And they are very pleased with their decision. So if we lose a pattern of a higher low each day, daily consolidation is underway, and we're looking for a higher low. So the bottom line is we don't want to be making any bullish entries up at these levels. If we want a bullish entry, we are patiently waiting for daily higher lows after the significance of the bounces that we've seen on so many names. CL had a solid follow-through day. And again, at this point, the bounce has gone from 281 all the way up to 477. Bearish reversal candlestick, but we still have to lose the hourly uptrend for the bears to get any follow-through there. And we will look for the daily higher low compared to 281. So let's say I wanted a CL entry. How do I scale in? How do I make an entry? I wait for a bear break of 430 that tells me daily consolidation is underway. I keep an eye out on the hourly RSI to see if it gets oversold. And let's say I make a first entry at 390. I make another entry at 350 and another entry at 310. At that point, my average is 350 and my stop can go under 281. Obviously, that's still percentage-wise a whole bunch of risk, but my position size would reflect that. The point is not trying to nail the bottom, not trying to nail the daily high or low, but scaling in for that higher low if we do feel a daily trend change is going to be the result of this bounce. S&P 500 is going to play a significant factor as to whether or not that is the case or not. GTII, significant bounce follow through. And hourly uptrend is our guide. Lots of space created. Good sign for the bulls. Which means we can pull back significantly. We can see a 30% pullback and still be looking at the daily higher low to form. And Harv, solid bounce, higher low each day. Watching that pattern and a loss of that pattern means we look for the daily higher low. So there are bears out there that are starting to establish game plans for re-entry in the sector. And all of those bears that are making their re-entry could get stopped out or put underwater with just a simple daily trend change. So that's the goal for the bulls heading into early April. First things first, we have to top out. As you have gathered, I feel that is coming in the near term soon. But tons of space for daily higher lows to form as well. So it does look like if we do get a couple days of pullback, that we're going to look for a tightening daily range with all this percentage range here into the end of the month. So we'll keep an eye on things, certainly getting interesting out there market wide. A lot of money to be made as a bull out there with whatever sector you're playing. And we'll see if we lose hourly uptrends tomorrow. And if not tomorrow, then we'll certainly be looking for it on Thursday. Have a good rest of your day. Establish those game plans, write them down. Utilize stop levels. have your exit points already known in advance, and have a good day. So huckleberries were the first things that needed to be transplanted into bigger pots. All the microgreens are popping off. Broccoli sprouts, pea shoots, salad mix, pea shoots, sunflowers. And so once those get big enough, you just come out here with some scissors and take a chunk at a time. And we got all this stuff down here: tomatoes, lettuce, peppers. I'm curious to see what these purple peppers turn into. I didn't do a good job of labeling, so a lot of mystery plants going on as far as the varieties. You can tell the kind of plant it is, what family it's in. A brassica, whether it's going to be kale or cabbage or collard greens, they're all going to look roughly the same. They're all going to start with their leaves looking like this. And you have the nightshades, the tomatoes, and the eggplants and the peppers. The first two leaves on all their plants all look the same. So it's very interesting that pretty much at birth, the family group all looks the same. It's really hard to differentiate what's what. And then once they start getting their second and third sets of leaves, you can differentiate whether it's a tomato or a pepper or things like that. Bunch of the perennial flowers from last year are all starting to put out their new growth. Never really done perennial flowers, but starting to get into that a bunch.